Well, hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to the beautiful Porto in Portugal. I'm here with my Ferrari 360 to attend the Gathering Supercars event, which essentially is going to see 150 supercars shut down the city centre. And based on the cars that arrived early here at the hotel with me last night, it's going to be a pretty wild couple of days. Now bear with me for a second, I'm coming to you from the future. It's a few days later and you find me in the hills above Monaco. This is all going to make sense in the next video, so subscribe now, turn on notifications. But essentially this just proves that, well, I'm travelling a lot at the moment, which you'll know if you've been watching my recent videos. And travelling this much means that, well, I'm pretty much living out of a suitcase. Luckily though, I've got a pretty nice suitcase to live out of because just before I set off for the Nürburgring in my GT3, Carl Friedrich sent me their luggage set. Now, travelling as much as I do in general means that, well, I'm kind of obsessed with suitcases. They're a huge part of my life. And up until this point, the bag I use the most is one I took to boarding school 20 years ago. I haven't really found another bag that does as good a job. However, this, the Carry On Pro from Carl Friedrich, this thing, I'm obsessed. I will take this everywhere. Firstly, most importantly for me, it's super light. This is a polycarbonate shell, which means it's also very strong, but the whole thing is super lightweight, even when it's full of stuff, which has meant loading it in and out of the boot of the GT3 or the 360 or the Range Rover Sport, which I'm driving here in Monaco, more on that soon, has been really straightforward. But then the design is super sleek. It's got these lovely leather details. There's no zip. It kind of clamps shut with these very secure locks. It just means when I'm arriving at an event like the one in Portugal in my Ferrari and I pull this out of the boot, people are like, who is this guy? Rather than some ratty old boarding school bag that I've been doing in the past. But the thing for me that makes this Carry On Pro, well, even better is this additional front pocket which you get, which you can unzip and carry all your airport essentials and your laptop. It means that when I'm flying or traveling to press events or things like that, and maybe I'm not in a car, this is going to be perfect for the airplane. Here in Monaco, well, I'm here for quite a bit of time, so I've also got this, which is their check-in bag. It's essentially this, well, just bigger. Carl Friedrich also offer a 100-day free trial, essentially. You've got 100 days to return the product for a full refund if you're not happy. They also offer a lifetime warranty. There's a load of other benefits to these bags and all the other bags and suitcases on their website. So go and check them out. There is a link in the description below. You can find out way more about their range. I'm so happy they sent me these. You'll be seeing them a lot more in all of my future videos because, well, I never want to part with them. It's weird that I like suitcases as much as I do, but I really do. Anyway, let's go back to Portugal. I really wasn't joking when I said it's going to be wild the next few days. I mean, I woke up to find a Carrera GT parked next to the 360. There's a Maserati MC20, a 488 Pista Spider, new M4 CSL. I mean, just every kind of car you could imagine. And this is really like a quarter of the cars that are going to be at the main event in town. So let's head down there and see what else is going to show up. Well, this is the stunning Caixa da Gaia. I think I've got that pronunciation correct. It's a beautiful bridge right in the centre of Porto, and this is the kind of main meeting point for all 150 supercars. Some are still arriving, but lots are here. I've just spotted a new 992 GT3 RS, but there's everything else. There's Alfa Romeo 8C, SF90s. I mean, there's so much to show you. I'm going to walk around and try and show you the cars that really stand out to me. As you can imagine, it's super busy and the cars are very tightly packed. So I'll do my best. There's a lot to get through, but this is pretty epic. So naturally, I have to kick things off with, yes, the 992 GT3 RS, which is getting a lot of attention from the public because this thing looks insane. It's like a race car. A race car has been dumped amongst a load of supercars. Interestingly, it's a non-Weissach package car, meaning you get a painted bonnet, which I'm a huge fan of. If you have the Weissach pack, you get this kind of part painted, part exposed carbon fibre bonnet. I just think it looks a bit fugly. This, I think, looks really pretty. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I cannot wait to see what it's like on the road. Mainly because, well, a lot of Porto's roads are cobbled. So I'm interested to see how much it's like, because we know that really is a track car with number plates. Moving on to road cars. Oh, yes, an Alfa Romeo 8C Coupe. I mean, I've always loved these things, but then I drove one in Switzerland a few years ago and I just realised, oh, it's just one of the dream cars for me. It's one of the most beautiful shapes ever made. I adore it. So yeah, these two straight away right at the top of my list of best cars in attendance today. Polished chrome wheels on a Huracan. I thought these went out of fashion in like 2004, but clearly not, and I think they look amazing. Bring back polished wheels, people. The stunning Carrera GT from the hotel has made it down here and is now next to a Lamborghini Diablo. Always really intrigued by the Diablos because I've now driven so many Lamborghinis, which is crazy considering I'm not really a Lambo guy, except the Diablos. So at some point I need to get behind the wheel of one of those. More polished chrome! I love this! Now this is right up Tony Gravelwood Street, an SF90 with the Assetto Fiorano pack in a stunning yellow. These things are, well, just still so impressive when you see them. 1,000 horsepower Ferrari, absolutely mad. I think I'll be trying to keep up with that at some point during our convoy through the city. Yes, what a legend. F-Type SVR, absolute stunner, big win. Now, of course, the 150 supercars outside are a big part of this event, but this event is also about experiencing and celebrating Portugal, and specifically this region of Portugal. So we've come inside this kind of historical shop, I think that's what it is. I don't really know, but there's a live organist playing rock and roll. So I'm kind of all for it. But in here they are making and serving a traditional Portuguese snack called the pastel de bacalhau, essentially a fish cake. It's potato, cheese and codfish. It's actually delicious. I didn't think I was in the mood for a fish cake at 10:10 in the morning, but boy was I. I'm actually now trying to work out how I get another one. I think it's one snack per person. I think I'm going to say I'm filming. It's also being served with some port wine. Obviously the Douro region that surrounds Porto, a very famous wine-making region and also very famous for port. But if I have that, that's my day over. I'm going to be on the floor, I won't be able to move, so I'm avoiding it like the plague. Is that the organist? I thought the organist was finishing. He's not. He's still going. So yeah, anyway, let me try and find out how I get another one of these pastels before we get kicked out of here. Right, snacks consumed, and we're getting ready for our police escort around town. I seem to be positioned behind a Pista Spider with pink stripes, pretty cool, around a load of Lamborghinis, which I'm not complaining about, but I'm going to try and find firstly that GT3 RS and potentially the Carrera GT, but I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to reposition myself, but I'm going to try, but we're going to have a ton of fun anyway, because yeah, it's a police escort around town. I can see it coming. I can see it coming. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to time this so well. Wait for the FA. Okay, let's go. Yes. I'm behind the 3RS. It's insane. The wing is massive. It doesn't look real. It looks so crazy. What a thing. Definitely worth the wait. Let's see how bumpy this car might look on the roads around Porto. Now obviously I'm biased, so I'm gonna say that I think the 992 looks good, but I have really grown to love especially the rear end of the 992 GT cars, and even though that wing is borderline ridiculous, it looks I mean, look how wide it is. The thing is huge. It's the size of an SUV. He's definitely avoiding some of the potholes and bumps, but I got to find him at lunch and ask him what it's like to drive out here on the road, because I don't know. Am I freaking out too much? I mean, there's plenty of exciting cars here, but it's the first chance I've really had to follow one of these cars on the road. Saw plenty of them at the Nürburgring when I went there, but this is a very different setting, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and I really like that spec. Oh, he's gone, he's flown. Oh. I sometimes forget how loud my car is until I'm in a city, because, well, you never get to drive like this in a city normally, and it's different to driving through tunnels and stuff like that. Reverberating through a city is about as loud as it can sometimes get, and yeah, my car is quite loud, isn't it? It does sound amazing. I'm so infatuated by the 3RS that I basically forgot there are some other really incredible cars on this event. I just looked at my mirror and noticed quite a uniquely spec'd SF90 behind me. It's Rosso Corsa with silver wheels and a black interior. It's like the most understated SF90 spec I think I've ever seen. It's quite easy to mistake it for an F8, but now I was looking, I was going, oh, SF90. Who cares? There's a 3RS in front of me. Oh God, what's happened to me? When I'm staring at a Porsche's rear end rather than a £500,000 Ferrari in my rear mirror. Now this is beautiful. We're getting more towards, I guess, central Porto. And yeah, what a day it would be. Imagine if you were just a tourist and suddenly this came around the corner. Well, I would freak out. Look at the crowds here. It's getting hectic. I kind of feel like no one's going to care about my car. I've got an MC20, California T. Maybe I could rival the Cali T. But people are going to look at the Maserati, the Porsche, and then the SF90. No one's going to even notice that I'm here. Now that's interesting. He's revving the 3RS and it's really quiet. Now that will be Porsche protecting the motorsport engine. They put a rev limiter on there. But it sounded much more OPF filtered than my car. It is obviously a newer car, so I guess that's possible, but should we make some noise for these people? Just ruined somebody's ears for the rest of their lives. Oops. Insane now, there's an absolute sea of supercars ahead of me. We're in a kind of highway section. I've dropped back from the 3RS slightly because the Carrera GT has just appeared in my rear view mirror. So I'm kind of hoping I can reposition just before we get to lunch with the Carrera GT in front of me, because that's a pretty good day. Even though there's a lot of Ferraris here and I'm in my Ferrari, let's have a bit of Porsche loving. Here comes a McLaren flying up the inside. Didn't even see him, the 612 blocked him out, there's so many cars. Right, let me try and get over, see if we can hold station and wait for this Carrera GT to appear. Oh, he's coming up the inside. Oh, it's as if he knew what I wanted to do. There we go, look at that. This is a pretty special day, people. Well, I'm back at the hotel now, and what an incredible experience it was driving through Porto like that. Kind of reminded me of the Mille Miglia, but as I was out and about on the roads, I saw a whole lot of cars that I hadn't seen before, either in the hotel car park or even maybe down at, well, I still can't pronounce it, Kashagai? I think I called it Kash de Gai earlier. Anyway, So I thought I'd do a quick whip around and see what's laying around, and see what stands out, because as I think I missed a few bits earlier. One thing I didn't discuss, but obviously massively appreciate, is how many 360s have been at this event. This is a lovely silver coupe, but there were various Spiders, a few other coupes. I feel like at one point there were like 5 or 6 360s. So yeah, absolutely amazing, always good to see. I do quite like an alternatively coloured 360. It can be sometimes quite hard with those headlights, but yeah, yellow, silver, it works quite well. So yeah, very nice to see that. Look at this NA1 Honda NSX. Super cool to see these. I actually had the chance to drive an NSX in Hong Kong quite a few years ago, and it was kind of as good as you would hope it would be. So yeah, they look absolutely awesome, kind of understated, but in the best kind of way. And yeah, I love that this was here. What's kind of cool is we've had this kind of fleet of support Uruses, a Urus Performante, a couple of Urus S's, and I believe that is a standard Urus, the one with the awesome chrome wheels. But yeah, this one on Italian plates, so I wonder if that's come across from the factory as a kind of support vehicle. But yeah, very, very cool. Obviously drove this thing in Italy not that long ago. It's a wild, wild experience. I can't imagine this driver was much better off than the GT3 RS driver on some of the cobbles. Kind of equally as stiff. I have to point out this STO because I'm a massive fan of the STO in general. And then just look at this colour. I don't know what it is. It'll be a Verde something. But I always think if you're going to have a Lamborghini, have it in a crazy colour. It's a bloody Lamborghini. So I really, really appreciate this. And I don't often say it. I think it really suits the black wheels. Lots of you know I'm a fan of silver wheels, or apparently chrome wheels. But yeah, anyway, this spec in general I'm a massive fan of, and what a cool car. And actually, sticking with the Lambo theme and just a few cars in front of the STO, this right here is the last ever Gallardo to leave the Lamborghini factory. Yep, the owner's got a plaque and everything. This is the last Gallardo that rolled off the production line. So that's pretty cool and pretty unique to see. I think it's still got fairly low mileage. But yeah, a pretty special car if you're a big Lamborghini collector. And let's just keep talking about Lamborghinis and collector grade Lamborghinis. We've got that SVJ in the same colour as that STO, very crazy looking thing. I don't know what this colour is of the Technica. It's kind of like a bronzo, a satin bronzo. Actually looks really good, I think. But, I mean, Miura SV. I mean, insane. Silver with a tan interior. This is absolutely amazing. The fact that these guys, the owners, were doing just casual hill starts in this and 6-point turns around the narrow lanes, absolutely amazing to see. Yeah, Miura is so, so special. Lamborghini obviously partnered up for this event, as you can see, proper plaques, things like that, hence why there are so many Lambos, because actually Supercar Gathering has been put on by Maranello Legacy, which is traditionally a Ferrari event, but we've now been taken over by Lambos, hence why I've been talking about them for the last 10 minutes. But to break things up and move away from Lamborghinis, check out this McLaren SLR Roadster. Such a good looking car, such a cool car. I still think overlooked and undervalued. I'm a big SLR fan. And then finally, because most of this video has been about freaking out about an RS Porsche, look at this 997.2 GT2 RS. Visually, this is one of my favourite modern Porsches ever made. I just adore the way this thing looks. And actually, I did experience one years ago in Dubai. It's absolutely psychotic. It will spin its rear wheels all the way into 4th gear. Yeah, it's just a demon. But I just, yeah, the idea of it, everything about it just really, really excites me. So super cool to see this. I didn't notice it out on the road. It's pretty amazing. Oh look, there you go, another 360, blue 360, absolutely lovely. So yeah, so many cars knocking around here. I will 100% do this event again in the future. It's been amazing. I've loved it. And actually, I've loved my time in Portugal. I don't visit this place enough. Every time I do, I'm like, I gotta come back, and then I just kind of don't. So this time, I'm definitely going to come back sooner rather than later, probably in the summer. I've already got a few plans lined up. But yeah, this event itself has just been really nice. I didn't know anyone before I got here. I don't really speak the language, but everyone's been so welcoming and friendly, and I just had an absolute blast. And then, as I said, that drive through Porto was pretty amazing. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it, but it is now time for me to wrap up my big adventure with the 360 because my GT3 is waiting for me down in Monaco. So yes, I need to get the 360 home, swap cars, and then head down to Monaco, where GT3 and South of France adventures will begin. A lot more on that in the future videos. So subscribe now and turn on notifications, and I'll see you probably in the South of France.